Hello? Anyway, it's been a long time since one of these, but you know, I'm gonna try and get this into a more regular schedule again or whatever. I'm in low prio again, so I have time. My behavior score not very good. My MMR not very good. But with that out of the way, I'm just gonna show some games that I played recently that I thought were worth talking about. I think this is a pretty nice format. I'm just going to show some games which I think went well and talk about the decision making inside the game. Maybe you can take something from that. So, hold up. So I'm playing Tide. Um, let's see. So this is what I usually buy on offlane. You get the Stout, 6 Tangos, Salve, Mango, and I bought a lot of regen because it's against Monkey King and AA. So this team is going to harass, or like this lane is going to harass quite a lot of the Jingu and the Chilling Touch. Um, I have a Grim Pos 4, so he's probably not going to really be able to fight the AA too well because the AA has his E, and the Grim doesn't really have a great trading tool. So I'm probably going to be getting right clicks by 2 heroes at once. So obviously you want regen. Now the reason I bought the Stout Shield, not everyone buys Stout Shield on Tired, I believe, but I think it's pretty common nowadays. It's because um you don't really want to be leveling Kraken Shell in lane because 2 levels of this is about the same as a Stout Shield. Obviously it's twice as good because it's 100%, but you would rather have levels in Anchor Smash and Gush because the Monkey King has 0 armor and the Gush does -4 armor, and the Anchor Smash is obviously always good against heroes that right click, and this is definitely a hero that right clicks. Anchor Smash is a good spell in general. It's really strong on level 1, it helps you secure range creeps and stuff like that. Now, I guess we'll watch player perspective. So, for the first part, I don't really want to contest too hard. It's against Monkey King and AA. We're probably not going to win a fight, but we do have the Grimstroke E, so I'm going to walk up a little bit here. I level Anchor Smash. Getting hit a little bit here. Gets 3 hits on me. And then as soon as I'm on the high ground here, I'm actually going to turn. Now, the reason for this is because the Monkey King level 1 Jingu is actually very weak if you look at it. It's 60 bonus damage with 15% lifesteal. Even with 110 damage, the lifesteal is only going to be like 20 per hit before reductions. I mean, I have 2 armor and a stout, so it's probably going to only be like, he's not going to lifesteal much off a level 1 Jingu, especially with Anchor Smash on him. Like, hold on. If you look at the damage now on him, it's 56 plus 44, 15%. That's literally 100. So he'll lifesteal 15 per hit before reduction. It's not very good. And so we're going for this kill. Worst case scenario, we're going to get a lot of harass out of it. So he didn't heal much at all. Land another Anchor Smash on him. When you're fighting, always make sure you tango. This is something I notice a lot of low MMR players, they don't do. The tango regen is actually going to help you a lot. I salve here to survive. And then here, um, now, at this point, you might be thinking, I should get back, right? Because I'm on like 50 health or whatever. But the thing about A is that with the Anchor Smash on him, he does 30 damage with bad attack animation. I have Stout Shield and everything. Pretty good regen of the Tango. Like this Tango has already healed me 150 health. And a lot of bad players, they won't use it during the chase. So this has already saved my life. Then I turn, because I know the cooldown's pretty long. The monkey probably doesn't want to come help him. We get first blood. I use a salve in the process. But that's pretty good. And this is why you bring a salve, by the way. Buy my boots because it's good against Monk King. I won't let him stack up Jingu too hard on me. Now, I'm waiting for his E to come out here. Well, I actually get salve my Grim here. Anyway, so I basically want to just contest the lane with full health. Running at this AA, giving him a few hits. Now, the most important thing about laning is that you do want to be last hitting well, so any chance you get, you want to be trying to deny creeps. Like here is not a good time to try and contest for this because he's level 2 and I'm level 1, and there's two melees and two ranged, and my Grim is already occupied with a pull. So if I go for that one deny over here or whatever, he can hit me 4 times, stun me in the creep wave. I'm gonna take a lot of damage because I have stout shield, no Kraken, and this guy can always put E on me to slow me, and Grim is too far away to help. So just be careful when you're playing around the when the creep waves meet. Like after a creep wave of yours die, you want to be playing pretty defensive because these creeps do a lot of damage, like 21 damage per hit. On average, that's going to be doing a lot of work. Anyway, 30 mana for an Anchor Smash is pretty worth it for one last hit. Now you notice this range creep is on 163 health, so I'm walking over right here to try and get that last hit. I fail it. I failed that deny as well. Again, this creep is dying, so I don't want to hang around. I'm just playing quite far back over here. Now that the creep wave is in a little bit of a better position, I'm going to pull it back. Every time I get the chance, I'm going to try and Anchor Smash him as well. Now, my Grim has gone to take a rune or something like that. Anyway, he uses his Q here. Once again, the level 1 Jingu is not very strong. It's mostly the Q that lets him heal a lot. If he hits a full creep wave, then maybe he can heal. So you might think that at this point he's pretty strong because he has the Jingu up, but it's actually kind of the reverse because he doesn't have his Q up, and the Jingu level 1 is not that good. So see, we go on the monkey here with the haste rune Grim. We're just gonna hit him to death. See, like you can't really fight back properly, and the thing is, whenever you do gush, make sure you Anchor Smash afterwards because he's on -4 armor or like -3 armor, whatever. Get stunned. When you're attacking, make sure you walk forwards as well to cancel your backswing. So obviously after every attack, there's going to be a little bit of downtime when you can't attack again, and but you can move. So you want to be using that period to efficiently, and especially as melee heroes with bad attack speeds, you want to really try and stay on top of your enemy. Otherwise, they're just going to outrun you. But the level 1 boots coming in are big. Now, I think I've talked about this before, but you basically want to always maximize the amount of net worth you have on your lane. So in this lane, I have 2 kills, 9 last hits against 10 last hits, 2 denies, 1 death, 1 death. But the thing is, if you look at the net worth, I'm at 1600 against 1100, but it doesn't really matter because if you have gold in the bank, then this is actually kind of not useful for the lane. So this guy's basically used up all his money. He has boots, quell, 2 branches, stout. So these are all the useful items that he has. Meanwhile, I have boots, stout, quell, 2 tangos, but a stick instead of 2 branches. So even though I'm 300 gold ahead, or more actually, I'm like 500 gold ahead, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're still equally strong in lane. The only thing is, our XP is almost the same as well. The only thing now is that because my net worth is higher, if he kills me, he's going to get quite a lot of combat gold for this. So once again, this is kind of a counterintuitive moment where you might think you're strong because you have 2 kills and you're tired and lane's going well. You should actually play very defensive now because you're carrying a lot of gold and you have no how do you say? You don't have a noticeable advantage. Now, this is something that happens quite often. The POS 5 gets a little bit out of position here. Now, once again, it's the Q you need to fear from the Monkey King over here because, yes, he does 110 damage, but there's just a little bit of poor communication. This happens in pubs all the time. You should learn to recognize these situations. There's a range creep over here on 5 HP, and you can see the Monkey King is running towards it, so he's tunneled vision on this a little bit. Now, his A has walked up because he wants to harass, and we have a creep wave coming in, so if the Monkey King literally comes up straight to fight me here, there's going to be a bunch of creeps hanging him, and he has no Q, and we can probably beat him in a man fight because this guy just used E. So, I gush him, he gets E'd. I almost kill him here straight with the Anchor Smash, but he lives. He dies to the Grim. Now, I panic level the Kraken Shell. This is something as well. Sometimes you can level a spell while you're running just to try and help you survive that little bit. Because remember, he has 120 damage and I have 100 health. So this Kraken Shell level might have saved me. So, when you level up, don't just automatically take 2 Anchor Smash. Even though the Kraken Shell is not great because I already have the Stout, but Anyway, big creep wave here, so I'm feeling pretty confident even though my health is not great. Also, remember the magic stick. This lane, if you think about it, what is there to magic stick? There's basically one spell on a 22-second cooldown and another one on a 10-second cooldown that's not going to be cast that much. But Again, like any gold you have in the inventory is useless. So you should buy anything you can from the side shop, and that includes magic stick. Even if it gives you a very small advantage, it's better than 200 gold in the bank. So once again, we are going in on this monkey, give him the anchor smash. Now, one thing that I should say is that technically, what you should do is you should attack him, and then you should anchor smash during the backswing, um, because the downtime is when you should use your animation. So that will give you the most efficient damage. So again, there's a big creep wave here. I die here. It's actually not a big deal at all. If you notice that the fight recap, I guess it should show it. So I died. This guy gets 416 gold and 166 XP. I get 69 gold, haha, minus 31 for him, plus 391. Like overall, we are gaining a little bit of an XP lead, and the AA getting too much gold doesn't really matter because what's he gonna buy anyway? He's gonna buy like poos or something. It's not a big deal. And the more important thing is I go back to base for free because the mid's gonna be using the curry a lot. So I get my full health, full mana. I buy Basilius and some regen. This is something you should get into the habit of. If your pos 4 doesn't buy Basilius, then you should just buy Basilius yourself. It's pretty good on tie because you want to be building with lads anyway because it synergizes with your anchor smash. Um, but yeah, every time you go base or you buy something off the curry, just get some tangos or something. It's pretty useful. Tango, salve, mango. I don't really need mangoes in this lane, obviously, because this hero doesn't really cast that many spells. Spells don't cost much mana. So now you see the I'm 1,800 against 1,400, but my advantage is a lot more noticeable because now I have a full item. I'm a full item ahead of Monkey now, just because I died once. So dying is not always a bad thing. And if we look at the last hits denies chart, Monkey is actually quite far ahead, 17, 18 against 13. But again, it's just the way that the deaths have panned out. Anyway, he's going on me here with the level 4. So this is actually kind of a big deal. 2 levels in this, suddenly their lifesteal is doubled. It's actually a reasonable amount. Now you can see that the Monkey King is up to some shenanigans again. He's used his Q for no reason, and the runes are up. So this AA is going to go for this rune. Now we might not get the rune, but we are going to get a kill here probably. This Grim actually misclicks his thing. I'm just going forwards. He's already used up all his charges. Good kill here. And obviously, around the minute 5 mark, you generally want to fight regardless, because the shrine's going to be up, and the earlier you use it, the more efficient it's going to be. So check your mid, doesn't need it, it's all good. Shrine up. Now we're back to this AA, he just dewarded. Okay, another Q down. Every time this guy uses Q, it's just an opportunity. So you run out of the cold feet first, keep hitting him, another nice Q on him. Gush, dive this guy on the tower. You can just see like it's just so easy. Every time the Monkey King uses Q, you can punish him super hard. He jumps into a tree here, actually Quelling Blade him down. It's just a reaction play or whatever. I actually walk back in just to gush him. Anytime there are creeps on a hero, the creeps is basically like a third hero. It makes the lane basically a 3v2. You see the creeps hit really hard, and if they don't have armor, like this guy bought his blades instead of phase, or like chainmail, I guess. So this is the problem with the Monkey King player in this lane. He's constantly on 0 fucking armor. He's just getting smashed. Buy the Morbid Mask. It's another item you can buy from Side Shop. It's really good on Tide, obviously, because the Anchor Smash can heal when you do AoE damage, hit multiple units at once. This lane is kind of a stomp at this point. You can see his net worth is 2,000, minus 3,000 already. Last hits deny is 21 against 28. So it just goes to show how big the deaths are in this lane. It's pretty much just itemization. Like, this guy has this claws of blades of attack. I don't know why I keep calling claws. And like an oov. It's kind of pointless because there's not really a situation where, like, if you're getting stomped this badly on the lane, you don't really need an oov to chase down a tie because he's the one that's going on you all the time. So you're basically wondering, how can I survive the initial burst of the Inkswell, the Gush, and the Anchor Smash so that I can build up 4 stacks and cue the wave and the tide or whatever, like just to heal up to full. Now, the Blades of Attack obviously useless because contesting last hits is not a problem in this lane. Like, you're 28 against 24. It would be higher if you didn't die all those times, obviously. Tide doesn't hit that hard. Tide hits for like 70 something. You hit for around 80 almost. Um, you kind of just want attack speed and armor, not armor, like tankability. So you can buy like the raindrop. This is pretty much gonna soak most of the ink swell and probably gush. I can't remember if it does enough. 110. How much is this? Yeah, it's going to block the whole gush and probably at least a good amount of ink swell. If you buy Wraith Band, it's going to help your attack speed a lot better. You're going to get that Jingu faster. And what else? The Chainmail is pretty much going to stop gush from completely shredding your armor. Like, this item build is just nonsense. Like, it makes no sense. The Blades is doing nothing. The Uv is doing nothing. It's way too aggressive of a build. The reason people buy Blades a lot is because they don't want to call the courier to get their phase from the side shot. But when you're dying 24/7, you know, it's not really a problem. So you can see here, I'm going to cut the wave because why not, basically. Gets his Q off. You see, like, he would be on so much higher health if he just had a raindrop, and if he had like a Wraith Bound or something, he would be able to fight back properly. But now he's 2 levels behind. It's pretty fucking over. Nice thing about Cutting Wave is the creeps are going to be on the tower. It's really easy to dive people. Anchor Smash, free kill. And Monkey King leaves, and, you know, thing about this as well is he took a level in Tree Dance. So he's even weaker than he probably should be. So here I'm just going to cut the wave because I'm so strong, like they can't even approach this. All of this is just wasted XP for them. I'm going to come over here. Obviously this is always good. You're going to get yourself a little bit of extra gold. Easy, easy, easy. What am I getting on the courier? See, I'm getting my claws because I am incredibly strong. And I don't want to call the courier for my phase boots. I'm also getting Windlace. You should always try and complete your inventory or like have 6 items or whatever. Because inventory slots is also a resource and you want to maximize it in the early game. Now I'm just going to jungle this out and I'm going to finish my phase boots because this guy's mana boots for me. Now with the phase and the Windlace, notice that I have a lot of fucking movement speed actually. I have like 450 against Monkey's 350. So this is like absolutely ridiculous. You might as well just use the Ravage because early game Ravage isn't going to be that big. Like there's no 5-man Ravage and the runes were coming up, so we're going to secure the runes, 2 kills. This is all a lot of gold. And then now if we look at the net worth chart, 5,200 versus 2,300. So this is a complete destruction of a lane, and it basically comes down to item choice and spell usage. And also maximizing your inventory because this guy did not spend his gold very well. Like notice he doesn't have a magic stick, so I'm always 200 gold ahead of him in that department. He didn't eat his branches with his tangos, so like he just has no regen. He's not buying any regen when he comes back to lane. He's just getting harassed out in 2 spells, and then he has to fucking run around, do nothing. Meanwhile, I always have tangos on me. After my tangos got used up, I bought Vlad's, and my Grim has mana boots for me. So obviously, that's all good. Rest of the game is just like whatever. When you're ahead like this, there's something to keep in mind. If you're 6,000 net worth and everyone else is 2,000 net worth, keep an eye on the map. Because if you die, it's going to be a big swing, like 1,000 gold feed, and that's going to be like, that's going to be how the enemy team comes back, because they're not going to farm their way back. Because if you think about it, like the Ember's level 9, he has 4 levels in Flame Guard, or you know 3. The Monkey King's level 6, and he can't really farm with 1 level in Tree Dance. So the enemy team are never really going to out-farm you. So the only way back into the game for them is to kill overextended people who are over-leveled and over-farmed. So look on the map here. You can think about what heroes can kill you, right? Pretty much the only combination that can kill is like AA plus, like it has to be like 3 heroes, I think, or above. So the fact that A is dead and you can see B's, like these 2 probably aren't going to catch you. But again, better safe than sorry, just throw out the Ravage. And then, you know, Arrow, like there's no control. And then again, like the phase and the Windlace just helps you get away really nicely. Go mid for a free kill. So yeah, so this is just a nice game. So that's literally the only death of the game. Like see, even if I'm a little bit on mana and health, I just go back to base. I'd rather not die and throw the game. And then you see I'm just playing around my team at this point. I don't want to throw the game. I'm just the big walking comeback mechanic for the enemy team. Playing nice and safe. We're just going to siege. See, no one's just fucking walking around the map in the fog. We're just gonna siege, and that's how you close out a game. That's how you win a lane. Now that is a big stomp. This one is I can't really remember the specifics of this game, but there was something I wanted to say about this one because I downloaded it. Now this one I'm playing a Kunkka off lane against some like Wraith King or some shit. See, this game I go for the this is the build I usually prefer. I think I've talked about this before as well. 6 tangos or 2 branches. You get one less regen, but you get 2 more stats, which is 40 health, 2 damage. And if you keep these, you can buy your magic wand for cheaper. I mean, it's just like it just depends. But if you go this build, don't forget to use these after your first branch. And this is all like self-explanatory. You need mana, obviously. So Kunkka Windrunner against Wraith King Shaman. Now, they have a stun, and we don't really have a stun, but the nice thing is, I do have Torrent, so I can maybe secure this. So I'm just going to chill over here. Put down my Torrent 1 second before the rune, so we get it for free. It's like a 1.6 delay, so you just put it at the 1 second mark, and they can't really walk into it. Really nice body blocking by Windrunner. Absolutely shred this guy. It's something that you can do a lot of the time. If they split like that on the rune, you can just chase one guy, do a lot of damage to him. He dodges the Torrent, obviously, with his pretty obvious choke point. So this is something that happens a lot as well. Whenever you're fighting, try and recognize when it's worth to change target, because a lot of the time when you're trying to kill someone, the other guy is going to try and help them, and the other guy usually is not watching their position that carefully. So again, Bloodseeker's just giving us some thirst vision. It's a nice first blood. Just hit some torrents. Pretty cool. But above all, it's about switching targets of the aggression. Because see, we were going on the Wraith King, then we were going on the Shaman for a bit, then we were back to Shaman, back to Wraith King. You know, just make sure you don't keep chasing this guy, and then the Shaman actually just clicks you both down while you're not paying too much attention. Now, range creep war, very important. It doesn't even matter if you don't last hit them, just make sure the enemy don't deny them. See, I have 57 damage, and I buy my Quelling Blade. And see, I queue up my stick. Again, this is not a lane that's going to spam too many spells. Like, it's just a Shackle and a whatever the fuck. But, you know, I don't need boots that badly, and it's marginal gains, like I said. Now, this is a pull that you can do a lot of the time. If the creep wave is fucked up, you want to pull it onto the range creep just so you can try and deny it. Obviously, I messed it up there, but you can just hit the creeps at random times as well. Like, you don't need to land denies. As long as the enemy team are last hitting, it's pretty good. So I'm actually getting pretty destroyed here on last hits. Like, it's 4-1 against 2-1. Shaman has 2 denies as well. It's just because the base damage is just way too good. 66, 77. I'm just 59, you know. Obviously, you want to cleave off the range creep onto him, because if you cleave off the melee creeps, the problem that it leaves is a little bit like the TA Sideblade situation, where you leave a range creep in deny range for the enemy and it's out of your own range. So you generally don't want to cleave off the melees into the range if you don't hit it once before. Got some creeps over here. Now they pull. The nice thing about a stacked pool for Kunkka is that he is pretty good at farming the everything. So they don't even gain that much, because if you farm up like a few camps on Kunkka, then what's the point of the pool? Like, look at this. Gain the same amount of gold as if they didn't pull. Now we pull our own wave over here. I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. So I'm going to put down the torrent to try and protect myself. That nice shackle here. Two-man Tiebringer. Now, I don't want to fight too much because they hit a lot harder than me. There's something you want to understand as well when you play off lane. You want to fight when you're strong and avoid the enemy when you're weak. So, obviously, our strength in this lane is when we have spells. We're not that good. We're not that good when it's just straight auto attack battle, because they hit so hard. And obviously, the Wraith King is crit as well. And my attack speed is just so awful. So you basically want to fight around tie brain. This is what I mean with the deny, by the way. So you have to run on the tower just to finish it. So that's kind of bad. Um, so this is a nice little double last hit, probably. Yep. So this range creep here, you see how much people value range creeps in Mortal games. They just throw out their stun to try and get them. The level advantage is way more important than the gold advantage to some degree. Like that's obviously not the only advantage. Now here, this is something. This should be like your, I want to say, bread and butter of offlane gameplay. This is something that I'm not even gonna commentate too much on because it happens all the time and I can't say every time it happens. But when you look at this creep, it's on 126 health. And when you look at it, you can see that this range creep and this melee creep are going to hit it down to a health where Wraith King can last hit it in a very short amount of time. Now, if you watch my player perspective on the lowest possible speed, you see that I recognize this situation and I aggro the creeps off by hitting him, and it leaves this creep onto like 1 HP. And then obviously I don't deny it in that case, but that's something that you can do all the time, like all game, non-stop, to fuck with people's last hitting, because people just, they just swing. Now here my Windrunner's away, so I'm going to play a little bit safe. Something to do as well, watch the minimap. Windrunner's not near me, so I'm just going to play a little bit like a pussy. Like, even this range creep, you can let it go if you want, but obviously I get the tiebreaker in that case. Yeah, so that's another case where I get a little bit fucked by the deny, by my own tiebreaker, you could say. Now I put down the X to try and do a little bit of extra damage. So remember, a lot of these times, you can commit a bit harder in these situations because you have a Bloodseeker on your team, so you're not going to get fogged. And if you notice the times of the, so that's another yeah, silly mistake. But if you notice the time of the aggression, I usually go pretty aggressive on the 5-minute mark because even if you die, your pulse 4 is going to get you some bounty runes, so it's pretty worth it. So now I am buying my phase boots on the courier and some tangos. Oh, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to X myself and go home. The advantage of this is my mid is going to be able to use the courier a bit more. Here, I actually forget my tangos because this guy gives me his bottle instead, but it's not a huge deal. Finish my phase and I buy a mangos. So now, again, if we're talking about laning power, see the last hits, 21 against 27 is going pretty well. 2300 versus 1500. He's on boot, I'm on phase. I've used basically all my gold. My Windrunner's used all her gold, so the advantage is big in this lane. Again, this time I make sure the tiebreaker doesn't hit the range creep, just put myself at a bit of a weird angle. Now here's a decent place to engage because the shaman just went off to do something. So a lot of the time, because you're Kunkka and you're so tanky, enemy team are going to try and kill your pulse 4 instead. It's a good opportunity to really wail on them. This happens a lot. It's usually when, when two people are going on one hero, the other hero usually wants to just start hitting them a lot. And sometimes because they're so tunnel vision on the kill, they don't really pay attention to what the other hero is doing, and you can get some free kills out of it. It usually happens when the 3 and the 4 are going for the 1, and the 5 just starts chipping them to death. That's something to watch out for. Ooh, Skywrath gank. Put down the X, try and cover myself. I'm just gonna... Bloodseeker TV's in here, but he gets fogged like 20 times, so it's pretty unfortunate. Nice thing about Kunkka offlane is that you can always X yourself back to base, so it lets you use the courier for free. Well, like, not the courier, but get your items for free. I asked for a Blood Rage here, just to heal up a little bit. Because the thing about the X-Mine is that it's a pretty long cooldown. It kind of is your 34% cooldown, and it's your initiation tool as well, so you don't really want to just use it all the time. It's like using time-lapse to go home on Weaver, like it's fine, but it is still a valuable spell on a long cooldown. So here, just saw that the fuckers all went mid. or one of the fuckers just went mid. So I'm just gonna cut the wave, just so they can't get any XP here. I'm just chilling. As long as you see the Wraith King, the TA, like the Sky plus a Shaman is not gonna kill you in all likelihood. So just waiting for this tower to go down. Bloodseeker's is up to some shit. I think he dies here actually. So once again, anytime the lane is uncontested or you're just having a good time, you just want to cut the wave and, you know, like see this little bit of extra gold is pretty fine. I think with 3 levels in Tidebringer and a phase boost, you can one-shot the range creep, so that's one thing less to worry about. These troll summoners, you should always make sure they summon their skeletons before you kill them because it's like an extra 20 gold. I mean, it's whatever. But they're so squishy, it's usually worth. It's better on melee heroes because on ranged heroes, the skeletons will do a lot of damage to you. Now here, watching the map, there's been no one bot for a long time. So in my mind, you see how I'm constantly panning to mid because I know that this shit is going to go down. And Huskar players, they always tilt for some reason on first death and they can't farm. So these people can't die or they're fucked. Like this guy's 3 braces. If he dies to 4-man gank here, his game is over or some shit. Now, first things first, put down the Torrent and the boat. Even if the boat doesn't hit anyone, the buff is going to be so good for Huskar because like now he's basically twice as hard to kill. In this case, it is actually a 2-man boat as well. I'm gonna X this guy back. It's a nice what's it called? Shackle shot. So yeah, see this TP mid has turned a potential Huskar death into three kills. So the goal swing is about like 1,000, I'd say. But if you think about the opportunity cost, this Huskar was first in net worth. This TA is fucking 7th or something. So they would have gone like 600 gold for this Huskar kill, maybe, probably more. So it's actually like a 2,000 gold swing. So that's something to do. Like, if no one is bought and you have a Huskar stomping a TA, you can assume that some shit is gonna happen when he walks up onto the high ground. So just keep an eye on it. And the other thing is, it's like the same with Sand King. Some people care a little bit too much about the big ults and shit. Like the epicenter, when the stun is actually your best counter initiation tool. If you are counter initiating as Kunkka, you should just press the R. Like it doesn't matter if it doesn't hit anything. Just get the buff on the Kunkka. It's gonna save his life pretty often, just because of the 50% damage reduction, whatever. And Huskar heals so much. So once again, nonsense going on in the mid lane. So I'm just gonna TP in, stay behind. This time you see they don't go on the Huskar, but better safe than sorry. I also have a billion items on the courier at this moment. Alright, so this is a little bit fucked up. But the nice thing about Kunkka is that his cooldowns are pretty short, you know, it's like 60-second cooldown is all. It's not a big deal. And the main problem is the mana cost, but it's not too bad because you can always X yourself back to base, you can buy clarities and shit like that. So obviously I buy my clarity, I buy Urn. In this game I'm going to get a Spirit Vessel because it's pretty good against Refraction, it's good against Wraith King, and really what else are you going to buy? I don't like this Radiance build because it makes you useless for a lot of time. And the only other item I would buy this game is Solar Crest just to fuck with TA. But Spirit Vessel is almost always a really strong item. It's good on Kunkka, makes him tanky and stuff. He's usually around a lot of kills. Excuse me. And it's good against TA because it breaks refraction and, you know, then you don't have to have Huskar constantly hitting her. Now, not enemy team, my team. Sometimes it feels like enemy team are doing Roshan. So I'm just going to chill around here, try and catch out on these smokes. Like, if I die, it's not too bad. Because this game, the Huskar is way more farm than me, and he's kind of our win condition. So I'm just gonna chill, you know, try and show on the map so they don't suspect anything. I think Roche dies here in a second. Yep. Now the second Roche dies, I'm gonna suddenly turn from mode passive to mode aggressive because this fucking Huskar is gonna run in and absolutely ream everyone. So the moment I see this TA, I'm Xing her, whereas before I just let her live, you know. She gets hit by this boat, right? Huskar's running in. Ah shit, here we go again. Completely unkillable. And then this is the Spirit Vessel with 2 charges complete, and I would say the game is just over. You know, and then at this point onwards, again, you're kind of a walking gold sack. You're just 5,500 gold. You know, you don't want to die. You don't want to feed XP. You can just chill, play in the background, use a Spirit Vessel if you have to, outpush lanes. See, I play so aggressive in the early game, but as soon as the mid game comes and we're winning, a lot of people think that if you're winning the game, you should play really aggressive because, oh yeah, ha ha ha, I'm ahead, right? I should fucking dive like a moron. It's actually kind of the opposite. If you're ahead, there's no reason to take risks. You should just play nice and slow because you're gonna win the game, kind of by default. Now here, I think I die, but you know this is pretty bad circumstance. This guy was on like 10 health, but you see like how much fucking gold you feed, right? Like let's look at this situation. This isn't even the right fight. Is there any way? Maybe it'll show in a second. This isn't really even a fight, let's be honest. Maybe I click now. Click now. Alright, here we go. Look at this fight, right? The situation is Kunkka and Grim tried to kill a TA. Now, this TA is 3,800 gold at minute 14 with absolutely no items. She has half a Dragonlance, treads Blightstone 2 Wraithbands. Like this TA is done. Like her game is over. She's level 8. Huskar's at level 12. She's really hard countered. There's a bunch of Spirit Vessels and fucking stuns all over the place. So her game is over. Now, if we're talking about Wraith King, he's actually even poorer. Like, look at this. What does he have? His phase and 1,500 gold. He's even poorer. He has nothing. He's level 8 as well. And he's also hard counted because we have like 100 stuns. And the Shaman, he's just a pulse 5, you know, it doesn't matter. So, what can we possibly gain from killing TA? We'll get like 200 gold out of it, and their hero with no game will continue to have no game, and then we get 1 kill and we're really happy. The best thing we can get is 1 Spirit Vessel charge. If you're going to spend 1, you're going to get none back, you know, net. So the risk of going for this kill, this is what can happen. They get 600 gold. Now, 600 gold doesn't sound like a lot, but considering your Kunkka is dead for half a minute when he's probably farming at 500 GPM in the mid game when he's ahead, it's another 250 gold. You can add that on, plus some death gold. So this is like 1,000 gold. 1,200 gold maybe swing. But the biggest problem is this fucking XP swing. Now, how much is 380? It's a half a level, right? 760 XP is a big deal. Half a level. Like, you know, I'm level 9 and a bit. I had a 3 level advantage on some people in this game. Or like 2 and a bit maybe. Now I'm only 1 level ahead, and so suddenly, like, you know, these heroes are gonna hit benchmarks when they're less useless. Like level 8, suddenly, you know, everyone's spells are a little bit stronger. This guy's level 7, he's gone for the worst build in the fucking world. But, you know, the XP is a big deal. Giving 2 heroes half a level just because you want to kill a TA is absolutely stupid. So this is really dumb. The only benefit we got was he used snakes. And it's not like he has anything better to use snakes on. So when people say, like, you know, like, haha, wow, look at these fuckers, they use snakes, and, you know, like, what else is this shaman going to use snakes on? It's not like he's going to push a tier 1 by himself, is he? You're already giving them the best case scenario to use snakes. If you don't go feed there, then this guy is just going to sit AFK in base with snakes off cooldown for the next like 2 minutes anyway. So, you know, this space created argument is not a thing because it would be space created if you're losing, but when you're winning, you already have all the space in the world. So what space are you creating? Like the Huskar is literally farming their tier 2, and you go. I mean, you know, there's no point to go feed bot like that. It's really, really fucking stupid. Now, benefit here of, let's see if I can show this. Now, you see, whenever I die, might have to go back quite far here. Alright, whatever. But whenever you die, make sure you don't TP to lanes, because you want to carry your TPs to stop split pushes like that and counter rotations and counter initiates. Plus, in the mid game, your cores are going to be farming everything anyway. You have phase boots, win lanes, you run around really quickly. You know, you can just walk over. Um, that's probably something I'm gonna do a bigger video on, like just not TPing to lanes. It's actually a really massive deal. Now this is some random tournament game I played. Now the only reason I'm showing you this one is because this is pretty much the only time in my life I play ranged offlaners, and it's Dazzle. Um, Now on Dazzle, I think the early game here goes pretty fucking terribly. Like, if I remember correctly, I get fucking boned by this Undying. Uh, so yeah, this Undying, like, he starts the game by stealing like 100 strength off everyone, right? But this is what I'm talking about with the last hitting, right? Like, look here. And then on this one, I'm gonna aggro it off him so that this creep is gonna look like it's in deny range. Look at that. This is not something that this is not something that you can really learn. It's just experience, but you can tell, man. Look at this. This is a denier. It's just a denier, you know. But this one, he's trying to see that this range creep is going to give this so much damage that it's going to deny it, and I'll just drag it back so that it doesn't take the extra hit from the range. Well, I drag it closer to myself to give myself a better chance. Again, I drag it back. Again, the Undying swings in this time to get it. I drag that creep back so that he's not in range for the last hit. I try it again here, but the Undying is just giving me like grief. So I mean, you can see how this would go even better if there wasn't a fucking broken ass pulse 5 doing billion damage over here. Another free deny here. You see, like, I'm 52 damage Dazzle, but I have a projectile, so you know my attack speed is slower because my thing has to fly out and hit the thing, and he's melee. He's 47, 48 or whatever, right? And I'm landing denies on him just because of the creep control, equilibrium, blah blah blah, whatever. See here, I'm helping my Lina deny. Even when I'm getting phased out by Undying here, and plus there's no creeps over here. So that's something that people need to understand, right? When you play off lane, all you're trying to do is farm creeps. Like, there's no point fighting the Undying when there's no creeps to contest. Like, he's gonna beat you anyway. I have like 200 max health. Great hero, Valve. Again, I tried to aggro that melee creep off and deny it, but his attack speed is a little bit too fast this time. More nice. See here, I even heal the creep just to fuck with his last hitting. Because it was in last hit range and I heal it and I give him nuke. Because I was on full mana, so I want to use my mana anyway, and I deny one range creep out of it. So you can see in this early stage of the game, I'm already 5 and 4 against 4 and 2 somehow, even though he's melee and I'm ranged, and I don't really have any right to be, you know, doing well at all. Especially when this Undying hits for 71 and my Lina only hits for like 64 or whatever. So I buy the Basilius, if I remember correctly. So this is another case of the dragon creeps off to try and make him attack for no reason. Now, when you buy the Basilius, now this Basilius is a really strong item, right? Firstly, it gives you armor, which Dazzle is not the biggest, strongest at, having armor. But more importantly, on ranged heroes, this is going to give you a pretty nice way to fuck with people's last hittings under the tower. Now you see, I'm just fucking turning it on and off. It's not completely random, but you can sort of see when the creeps are going to be at a level where turning it on or off will have a negative effect on the enemy. Like, for example, here, right? I think it's actually the next wave. I really fuck him over. And the plus whatever damage is really nice as well, plus 8 damage. Now, I think it's the next wave where I really fuck him. Give him the poison, because why not? He can force out spin, it's pretty nice. Now, you want to poison him early so that when he spins out, he's missing like 2 last hits or 3 last hits on the... Now, I buy my boots. Now, I think it's this way. You see how many denies I'm getting here? It's kind of ridiculous, actually. See here, I turn on the Basilius to try and make a tank. Now, here is where I kind of fuck it up because I misclicked my verify because I thought. But like here, when he hits this, you can turn on your Bassi, and when the Bassi is on, it makes the range creep take 4 hits to deny from the tower instead of 3. So that is actually something that you can really fuck people over with when they're playing some sort of melee carry with 80 base damage, because it just changes the numbers very slightly. But because last hitting is such like a like muscle memory thing for most people, even the slightest change is gonna really ruin the last hitting. It's like there's this experiment they did in like New York City where they had like some stairs or something, and then one of the steps was 1 millimeter higher than the rest, and the rest were all uniform, and literally everyone tripped over it. That's just how the brain works, Like if you spent your whole life last hitting on the tower, this 2 armor, it might not seem like a big deal, but it's actually a massive deal if you just turn it on and off at the right time. The main time you turn it on is when there's a range creep under that tower, and you turn it off you turn it on for 3 hits, and you turn it off for the last hit when you deny it. And melee creeps, that's just something you have to try and look out with your eyes. But anyway, I'm gonna pause at this 5-minute mark. We can look at the situation. I'm 25 and 12. My damage is lower than this guy by quite a lot because he has Quelling Blade. I can't really harass him because he can spin out Poison Touch. I don't really have mana to just spam Shadow Wave on him. I have 12 denies. It's the most important thing. Almost all of them are from aggro tricking or Basiliusing. And these are not things that, like, these are not hero dependent things. Like, you can do this on any hero. And even in, like, a kind of bad matchup like this, it's how you can, make your presence felt on the lane. Now, if we continue, you can see that even after this guy finishes his shreds at whatever minute, just gonna fast forward a little bit here to like 8 minutes, right? So this guy now has treads. I mean, phase, not treads. So he hits infinitely harder than me, and I'm going for Midas, so I'm not gonna be buying anything. So I should be losing my advantage pretty big time here, right? But actually, if you look, the fucking last hitting is still way, 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 way in my favor. Like I'm on 22 denies now, and he's on 4. Because of every time he walks up, like I'm just trying to fuck with him with the aggro. Like he hits harder, he hits faster by a lot now because he's Jug and he has Agi and I'm fucking in. But it's just to do with the way you play. Like it's not even about the heroes. Like see, like a lot of these. Like obviously here I'm starting to lose my ability to deny him. But the point is to get to 9 minutes and for him to be 10 last hits behind and for me to have 23 denies is kind of insane. Let's just check the net worth real quick. 800 ahead of a Jug. I'd say that's a good day at the office. I think that's pretty much it, actually. I think there was one more. So yeah, my recent games have not been good. I've seen a lot of abandons. One of these was an internet problem though, so I don't feel too bad about it. Uh, what was it? I think it was this one. This is something it was this one actually. No, this one. Okay, so this is something I want to show you. This is how, like, that thing I was talking about earlier in that Kunkka game. This is what made me really sort of not only realize it, but just comprehend the impact of feeding. Like a lot of people, they go ahead, they make risky plays, and then they say space creators, fails use, whatever the fuck. It's actually all excuses, and it's all game ruining shit. Like, let's just have a look at this, right? So I'm playing Slardar. I'm just gonna show you because this lane goes well. To be fair, like maybe it's worth watching this lane. Firstly, you'll notice I level Crush instead of Bash. I don't know why people level Bash on this hero. You need to make 3 attacks with this garbage ass animation, so it's gonna take 8 seconds to prime, or like 6, obviously. And you can't secure range creeps with it, so I honestly don't know what the point of it is. And then it stuns for 1 second, does 75 damage. Like this does 1 second as well, and it does 80 damage as well, but it slows for 3 seconds. So why would you ever level bash first? Anyway, so last hitting wise, you know, the gyro is pretty far ahead, but the wave is coming in, so it's whatever. Now, my Grim goes on him here, but it's not really something I'm too interested in. Notice I don't miss the last hit when I'm walking towards it. I don't want to leave my Grim for dead, because obviously it's never nice to just leave him there, but you know, you don't want to be missing melee range creep last hits. And this melee creep is whatever, like you can let Grim have it. It's no gold loss on the lane for for the offlane druid. Now this CM is a little bit out of position here. And I have a bash ready. Now it's worth getting this bash on him. Get the crush on him as well. It's a lot of damage. I got 1 melee creep out of it as well. It's pretty good. This is nice. Nice little 2-man crush here. Gonna get a kill. And I think I die here. Yeah. But again, it's not too bad. Because we get a kill out of it. So if you look at the net worths, 1400, a little bit higher. But the Grim is second highest. Well, basically highest. But CM is all the way down here. So it's a pretty nice trade. So, thing about Slardar is you always want to be playing on 3 on this number. Try and learn to count if you can't already. I get donked pretty hard by the Q here, but this is another thing that I want to say. It's the same from that Monkey King game. A lot of offlane players, once they get donked down to 300 health, they think, you know, oh shit, I'm half health, I need to play defensive, I need to use my 5 tangos. But actually, if you think about it more objectively, this guy, this is kind of his only damaging spell, and the fact that he's used it actually means that he's got a downtime where you can reply with your own damage. And if you let him cool down for free, you just let him do 300 damage to you for nothing. And the CM is off to do some bullshit, which you can see on the map. At least I think I saw it. So you see, like, when he goes in to do this dumb shit, this is actually a pretty good opportunity to turn it around. Stick, crush. Again, magic stick, such a good item. Even if you don't get that many charges, it's unbelievable what it can do. And now the gyro is dead with no TP scroll. The lane is completely changed now because of this magic stick and the decision to fight there. Let's just count how many last hits he misses. This is 1 full wave already. So I'm just last hitting away. So 1.5 waves missed already, and he didn't even get many of the other ones. So again, I buy my boot. I have my sprint. This is kind of your power spike on Slardar. You're so fast here compared to the CM. Look at this. You go in for the crush. Now you're going for the crush for the slow, obviously. And you know, when their carry is just last hitting here under the tower, and you have no creeps to really contest, then you can just walk over here and investigate what's going on. Again, I'm back to 3 on my bash charge. I called a courier. I can't remember what I had on it. It's probably just my phase, right? Yeah. Now, when your pulse 4 pulls and you're winning, what you should do is you should pull this wave into here so that this range creep then dies fast, because these creeps are not going to kill this range creep. More importantly, if a fight breaks out, you're not going to miss 4 creeps under the tower because they're just still going to be over here chilling. So you see, just like I said, a fight breaks out. You see, these creeps are just chilling here. You know, we're fighting away. La-di-da-di-da. Now, I don't want to get hit too hard by that Q. Now, as soon as that Q runs out, I'm pretty much back in. I'm going to try and get my bash back up. I crush them, I stick, take the rune. Now, the reason I fight here is because, again, it's minute 5, I want to use my thing. Now, I go back in. Bash. You want to crush them at the end of your attacks, just so that you keep them inside your range for the longest period possible. Now, you don't want to go back in, really, against the CM when she has a Q up, but if you see that your Grim can get up to some shit, like right here, notice that I press my stick before I even go in. It's because I don't want to die and throw the game as a result. Now his Q is off cooldown. So I go on him. His CM is dead in this situation, so now he's dead again. See, it's just about knowing when to go in and when to back. You know, like he hits really hard. You think about it, the gyro does like 600 damage every time I try and go on him. Yeah, you can win these trades if you just use your stick properly, and you just only go in when you're ready. So this time, because I know the enemy team are not going to be here, I put it under my tower just so I can last it a little bit safer because I'm kind of low as well. So last time I pulled it here because there was going to be fighting, I didn't want to miss CS, but this time I just put it under my tower because it's safe. In I go, 2-man stun, crush, bash, and at this point, you know, I buy the raindrop just to try and stay a little bit more alive. Buy the wind lace, really good on Slardar, lots of value with your sprint, percentage based, and it's free slot obviously. Don't need the quelling bay on Slardar, you're really strong last hitter, big damage. Now here, Voga TP's in. Now I give them the little bit of a runaround, but again, you see it's the phase boost and the raindrop that's keeping me alive over here. This is the importance of buying a lot of good items early game. Like people who fucking save for bullshit. I don't even know what they buy on the offlane. They just buy the worst shit ever I've ever seen. Like people who don't buy stick because they're against. Like how is I buy stick against monkey plus AA. Like it doesn't matter. 200 gold rotting in your bank is gonna do nothing for you. I see people buy like, I don't even know actually. I need to refresh my memory. They buy like half a Vanguard or some shit like that. What is the point? Again, you see I'm always on 3 charges. CM could be worth a dive. Level 6, pretty much fucking 2-shot her. Tornado. Again, look how many times I'm alive because of this fucking raindrop. I'll just TP out here. Mine's up. Okay, look at this. Right? I'm full of confidence right now. I'm 7,000 net worth. Next person on enemy team is 5,000. The gyro is literally half my net worth as a gyro against Slardar. I just killed the CM. I'm not going on the gyro, right? Oh my god, full testosterone gameplay. I stick, I TP. Holy shit, what is this? Monka Giga. So I'm running, right? To be fair, you know, I get caught. I get fucked. Now look at this, okay? Unbelievable. Do you see this? Right, let's see. This guy legit just got 1,000 gold and 3 levels. I'm not sure it was actually like a full 3 levels, but it's pretty close. Right, it wasn't that much, but it was like it was almost 2, a level 10. So if this was like a, how much does this Earthshaker get actually? Let's see. All right, look at this, okay? So how much gold did I get for killing Gyro? Let's just watch back a little bit further here. Okay, so let's just count all the gold and XP difference, okay? So I go on CM here. It's a level 7 CM. I fuck her up. I get like how much is that? Let's see. Just want to be precise because you have to understand just how bad this is, right? So I'm level 10 and a half. Okay, now I'm level 11. I got half a level from that. Killing a CM. And I got like 200 gold. Now I killed a gyro. This is a carry gyro. I get a full level for that and like 300 gold. So I basically got a level and a half and like 500 gold. And they get 4 levels between them and like 1,600 gold or something. It's actually ridiculous. Like look at the gold, look at the net worth lead. Like you can actually see it dip from like 1k. It's mostly about the XP lead actually. Let's see if we can have. Look at this XP drop, man. This is from one hero dying. What the fuck? And I mean, the important thing, right, is this guy, right, because of that kill he got and his billion fucking gold, he buys Ags here, and then look at this. He just absolutely fucking solo fist fucks me. Alright, how much gold was that? This game is getting out of control, actually. Alright, let's see the fight recap here, okay? So, because of my feed, the Shaker got an Ags, which lost us the fight. I did 110 damage in this fight because I just got fist fucked by control. Because the Invoker's level billion with a Spirit Vessel, which I fed him. So we just lost 2,500 more gold, and this game is fucking over now. Like, look at this. We have 7,500 XP lead. Almost all of it was on me. It's now 0. The gold lead goes from 5,000 to 1,000. And it's from one feed. One fucking bad decision to fight here. The game is completely over. Right, just keep watching. Right, like, how are we going to kill the Shaker now? Right, look at this, right? It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. Like, look at the gold now. It's even from one death. So the moral of the story is, you know, you can look at this game and you can say, oh yeah, Hardy da, look at this, right? Oh fuck, I'm 12 and 1. I'm playing really well. I'm teeping out of every gank, you know, I'm juking people, I'm fucking flexing on these bitches. Like, this guy has javelin, Lamau, and I don't know, like, my carry left, right, look at his items. Oh my god, how can this be true? Oh, what the fuck? But the reality is, I solo lost this game because I bought shit items. There's no reason to have a Midas in this game. We need an initiation so badly. We need a control. This team has no stuns. They have Earthshakers who's gonna jump around, fuck everybody. I need like a BKB. Like, what is the point of this Ags? Get BKB now and the game's over. Like, if you are winning the game, it is up to you to finish the job. You know, you can blame everyone you want, but at the end of the day, when your net worth looks like this game is 100% your fault. And there are hundreds of games like this. Like, in fact, let's just go through my starter history, right? You can look at any game, and it looks like the fucking same shit. Like, look at this, right? Let's see, what have we got here? I've got a CK with no fucking items and no damage. It's got Midas and a bunch of garbage. But, to be fair, you know, I was dominating the game. I was 2-0-8, and I bought a Midas instead of the Crimson Guard, and they just ended us. So, what you have to understand is that just because you're topping net worth, just because you're absolutely fucking the enemy carry, that doesn't mean you're doing your job as the offlaner. And when you do eventually throw the game, you can't blame your team because it's your fault. Because you chose this life. You know, you can always just, you know, not do well. I mean, it sounds dumb, but like, sometimes if you are this sort of player who just loves to hunt kills, which I admit to being, sometimes doing well is the worst thing that can happen to you. Like, look at this game, right? This is another example. Look at my net worth this game, right? At minute 20, I am third, only after an OD and a gyro. And then look at my net worth from this point onwards. From minute 20, right? So minute 20, I have 9,600. Minute 30, I have 10,900. So how much gold is that? 1,500 gold over 10 minutes. That's 150 GPM for an offlaner. And this is like a flattering moment to choose. Like, if we go back one step or like 2 steps, right? Let's say this is 28 minutes. This is unbelievable. Actually, this is no progress. 10 minutes, I have less farm, and then, you know, like, just see what happens, right, from minute 20 to minute 30. I'll show you the like, the thing about Dota, this patch, and in general as an offlane player, is you can play as well as you want, you can use all the skills that you've learned, but if you can't finish the game properly, you have to play consistently well from start to finish. And I see so many offlane players, they look at their score, they're like, my KDA, my GPM, and then they just fucking complain that their team are bad and, you know, whatever, and they build these fucking Midases and they throw 2,000 gold every time they die. I mean, that is why, you know, there are people who go 20-0 every game and they're stuck in whatever MMR. going 20-0 is not a metric that you're a good player. It just shows that you go 20-0. And the fact that you lose is an indication that you're actually very bad. Because if you can go 20-0 every game and still lose, that shows there's something seriously wrong with you. Not that there's something good with you and your team are bad. So you need to have some introspect, really. There are people who go 0-20 every game and win. So, you know. So I'm going to skip the laning because it's kind of irrelevant, right? Like, who cares? The main takeaway is just look how plentiful my inventory is nowadays, right? Like this is something I learned a lot recently playing, seeing some other high MMR people play. You know, their inventory is just fucking constantly full. Like six items. This guy's pretty um threadbare, but like the point is, like, look at all this shit I have, like crown, soul ring, you know, like raindrops, casual raindrops, like really tanky, really hard to kill. So minute 10, you know, I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well, relatively well. Let's cut some waves. So let's see, 3-1-2, 82 last hits. So I would say this game is going exceptionally well. I'm very farmed. I have my full veil. I believe what I do now is I go to defend top lane. So this is something you should do as the offlane Sand King. You want to be defending your dead lane because, you know, you're the tankiest hero in the game, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You want to be finishing your blink in this lane as well, generally speaking. So I defend this lane for a long time, just waiting here. Just last hitting. Fucking OD shows up for a second. Just last hitting. So I'm just finding my blink. I take him mid. I get an OD kill. So this game is going beautifully. I blink Veil minute 17. Get some more kills over here. It's very nice. It's very cool. We're playing as a team. We're hunting kills. Kill Wraith King. So the Wraith King, which is top net worth, he's now fucking below Gyro, so he's getting kind of stomped. Now this is the nice player, right? Like, look at this. I think this is a nice player. At least I might be wrong. I can't remember. No, it's at the tier 2. Alright, so let's see. So blink in, stun all these bitches. I should press my veil first, but you know, everyone makes mistakes. Kill the OD, mega kill streak. Blink out. Farming away. See, I'm second net worth. This is what I was talking about. Another OD kill. So like 616, 159 last hits. We're winning on net worth. Their cores are getting constantly hunted and killed. It's going very well. We've taken all the outer towers. We have a trend healing our towers. You know, very good game so far. And then the fucking Giga feed begins. Like, look at this, right? Alright, let's just check actually. I think this is something worth highlighting. This is my first death of the game so far. Apart from that, the one I had in lane, but it's not really that relevant, right? So let's see what this is about, right? This is like a full 5v5 fight with no Treant. I channel my Epi. I go in here. The stun is a bit shit. I forget to veil again. Hopefully I press it. Yeah, I do press it, but so first thing, this Mirana 100% survives because of my inability to press veil when I stun. So this Mirana will be dead. That's one thing. This Lich arguably would be dead as well. Let's say. Now, the OD BKBs and beats the shit out of me. I get fucking astraled here, you know. Straight we get fucking astraled. He has 1.5 levels from this. Then suddenly, the fucking game is over. Because this Mirana got his mech off, which killed the OD, 275 health, so he would be dead right now. Instead, look at this. 7,000 XP change. Because I couldn't press Veil on a Mirana. And that is the only reason we lost this fight. There's no other reason. You can say all you want. You can say this Treant's out of position. You can say the Gyro is like underfarmed. It doesn't fucking matter. You can blame the Tiny. Like, this is the thing, right? It's so easy to blame your team. And I can do it. Because look at my Tiny. You can say, like, how the fuck is this possible, right? Let's just have a look at this, right? Rank 40 Tiny How does he have blink phase at minute 24? No other items. Like, how is this even humanly possible? But at the end of the day, if I press Veil on this Mirana, this fight would be over and this game would be over. Instead, fucking 3,000 net worth change. Okay, right. And the thing is, once you go Moron, it's hard to come back from a Moron situation, unfortunately, in this game. Because look at what I'm doing now. Because of that one lost fight, we're now paranoid as fuck. Because, you know, before we were playing with a little bit of swagger, we were winning fights, we were strong, we were ahead. Now we lost one fight, we're behind. And then look at what the fuck is happening. It's just feed, like, everything's gone to shit. I had 160 last hits at minute 20, I now have 170 at minute 26. I'm dying all the time because they're fed. And the game is just over. Like, look at the XP lead. What happened? Just casual 10,000 swing, another 6,000 swing, win probability. I mean, it's just unbelievable, actually. Just feeding off cooldown, losing every fight. You know, like, we're just getting fucked. So, the lesson is, it's the easiest thing in the world to blame your team. And it's the easiest thing in the world to say that I won my lane, I was dominating. Like, look at these games, right? Like, I'm 6-1-7. I have so much goal, I have so much fire, I have so many last hits. I'm third in net worth. But at the end of the day, if you take on the responsibility to carry the game and you fail, it is your fault because you threw the fucking advantage. If you're just some dipshit 4,000 net worth offlaner who dies doing a stupid thing and the enemy team get 100 gold out of it, whoop-de-doo, you know, like your game impact was none before and it's none now. But if you were actually a big core and you fail and you lose, just because you're playing 3 or 4 or 5, just because you're not 1 or 2, it's irrelevant. You have the net worth of a 1, so you have to make 0 mistakes, just like a 1. And that is the key. That is the key to consistency. Because let's have a look at these games, right? So, the thing I would say about myself is that I'm a very good laner, and I'm very good at throwing the game. So let's have a look, right? Gonna start off with this game. Um, like half of these, you can just look at the net worth at minute 10, right? You can just see these periods where it just completely flatlines. Like, what the fuck happens? And it's every single game, like apart from these really, really bad ones, obviously. Like, look at the Shaker one, right? So the Shaker game, I was solo offlane Shaker, if I remember correctly. So I'm doing pretty well, right? I'm 4,600 net worth against 4,100 PA. I'm farmed. I'm doing well. What did I buy here? I bought Blink and a Axe, I think. One fight, I don't use Echo Slam when I really should have. Get a bit fucked because of it. I think it was literally this fight here, and we just instantly lose the game off it. And it's every game. Like, look at this. You can see when I fuck up, and it's me. It's not my like I. Oh yeah, Herder, fucking divine team. You know, whatever, man. Just because they're playing like poo poo, like this guy was literally missing arrows on nightmare targets. But the point is, you know, you can't rely on anyone ever, and it's every game. It's literally every game. Like, this game is like you can literally click on any of them and it'll be the same fucking story. It's just throws, man. It's fucking throws. Like this one, like again, minute 10. Let's see the net worths. 4,300 versus a jug, not bad. Okay, what do I do next off it? After I play so well in the early game, I buy the fucking Midas at minute 16. What on earth? And I buy fucking Blink and BKB. Where's the pipe? Where's the halberd? I mean, the point is, it's not enough to play well. You have to keep playing well until the end, until the throne blows up. Otherwise, you're gonna lose, like me. And that's why I'm losing, because I am not able to keep a cool head from minute 0 to throne explosion. So that's something that you should learn from. You can look at my laning, and you can take a lot of positives from it because I usually win my lane. But you can also look at the fact that I lose all my games recently I'm like 6,200 now from 7,400. And above all, is because I'm playing with no fucking discipline. I mean, to be fair, to some extent, I am trying new heroes, but all of these games are throws. None of these games I'm losing because I have no, you know, it's not like I'm losing these games because I can't fucking, use my spells. I'm just playing so fucking bad. Like, look at this. Again, Magnus doing well, and then just fucking flatline GPM, doing nothing, hit a few good RPs and just fluff my lines for the rest of the game. I mean, this video is way too long, but hopefully there's a few pieces of gold in the big pile of poo. And honestly, I would recommend doing this. I would go through your replays, and instead of thinking about why is my team so fucking bad, why does my rank 40 tiny have a blink at minute 23 phase, which is a valid question by the way, but at the same time, think about that veil you didn't press because that's the only thing you can change. And if you do press that veil, that game is a win actually from that point onwards. You see, you can play perfectly in lane. You can have 3 great team fights in a row where you hit your spells. The one time you fuck up when you're ahead, it's all over. It's the comeback meta, right? And against an OD, this patch is full of these heroes, right? You got the OD, the Faceless Void, all of these BKB piercing, big damage carries, Gyrocopter, Nakes, like all of these, when they get the big XP swing back, the big gold swing back, they will just shut you down, especially Void. If you play against the Void and you stomp him in lane and then you feed him 1,000 gold out of nowhere, suddenly he has Maelstrom, suddenly he has BKB. He's got his BKB piercing stun, he's going to be able to kill you over and over and over and over again. There's no counter against Chronosphere apart from Aeon Disc. Same with like invokers, possible invokers. They get the spirit vessel. It's such a huge power spike for them. Luna with the axe. Every single hero now in the game just has a massive power spike. Like any hero, like Abaddon, you can get his like Vlad or something. Even that is a big change. Like Tiny can get his Blink Saber, increases the amount of heroes you can burst. Anyway, the point is, if you're winning, don't die. If you're losing, learn how to try and win. Okay, that's it.